After the death of Kevin Conroy not too long ago, I wanted to dive back into the Arkham universe, as I had always considered these stories to be some of Kevin Conroy's best work. But upon revisiting these games and their amazing stories, I came away not only thinking this is one of the best Batman performances, but also thinking it is one of the best Batman trilogies ever created. So in this video, I wanted to take a look back on the main Arkham trilogy. This is going to be a bit of a series that I'm going to do and break the different Arkham games up into different videos. So with this one, of course, we are going to start with Arkham Asylum. And I'm also going to only be really talking about the story and the different dynamics between the characters within the game, the aesthetics, those sort of things. Not really so much the gameplay or the the different systems you can play on. That's all for that's for a different channel. That's not really the sort of thing I cover. But with all of that being said, let's go back to where it all began. The story begins with Batman escorting the Joker to Arkham Asylum after he is captured once again. However, it's clear right from the jump that something isn't right about this. As we watch how the Joker toys with Batman and the other Arkham staff, it becomes clear that the Joker has something up his sleeve.
Hey, Sharpie. Love what you've done with the place.
That's Warden Shop to you. Bowles!
Yo, Frankie! How's the wife and kids? You miss me?
Shut it, clown! A lot of people here really want to talk to you.
Really? I don't mind walking. Not so tight, boys. You'll crease the suit.
Get that filthy degenerate out of here!
Warden, something's not right. I'm going with him.
Clearly, Batman thinks something is wrong as well, because he decides to follow along, wanting to ensure that the Joker is booked and locked away in his cell without any issue. The eerie atmosphere and the grungy setting provided by the asylum instantly puts us into a very real, very dark version of this Gotham universe. I wouldn't exactly call Batman Arkham Asylum a horror game, but goddamn, at times it sure can feel like it. Those opening moments of the game as you slowly escort the Joker through the asylum is one of the most chilling moments in the game.
What's it doing?
I've got your scent, Batman. I will hunt you down.
Get that animal under control! What's he doing? Stay where you are. Get a flashlight. Get a light on him.
What? Don't you trust?
The escape of the Joker at the start of the game does a great job in setting the brutal tone that will be present throughout this series. It's followed up by having the first fight of the game, which is equally as brutal. After that first fight, we begin exploring the asylum. Soon, we have our first conversation with Oracle, which is a small nod that is implying there is a larger Bat family out there. Batman heads towards the Joker's escape, finding fallen guards in the processing corridor. Eddie Borlow, a surviving guard, directs him to the lower corridor. In patient pacification chambers, Batman saves a hostage from Victor Zsasz, swooping down from a gargoyle to grab him from behind. Suddenly, Batman receives a message from Harley Quinn, who has taken Warden Quincy Sharp. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to acknowledge this iconic Harley Quinn outfit. I mean, I definitely think it was this that created the internet's intense fascination with Harley Quinn. At least the intense fascination that we see today. I definitely think that this outfit was the dawn of that for sure. Although Harley Quinn is convinced that Batman is trapped in the patient pacification room, Batman escapes into the processing corridor. In the game, Batman has this little inner monologue, mostly used for gameplay tips, but it also gives us these great little lines of Batman throwing shade occasionally.
We're trapped in here. Try the radio. Control should be able to shut down the gate.
Harley thinks she has me trapped in this chamber. She never was very bright.
Hey, Batman found a way out!
That leads to a secure treatment transfer room. There he is attacked by a mutated Blackgate prisoner. This is the first Titan giant in the game, with the Titan drug being a much bigger deal later on in the plot. After a short battle, the prisoner dies, not from Batman beating him up, but from his body just giving out. The Joker escapes on top of a mobile security cell and broadcasts a message to Batman from a nearby guard station, telling him that Frank Bowles, a member of the security team assigned to escort Joker to a cell, is actually on his side and has captured Gordon. The Joker also warns that if Batman is caught following him, then they will kill Commissioner Gordon. Using a scanner in his cowl, Batman is able to follow alcoholic vapor trails left by Bowles' bourbon. Through the transfer loop, as he nears the elevator to the upper level with security guards, Henry Smith, Harley Quinn appears and blows up the elevator cable, hoping to trap Batman on the lower level. However, he manages to scale the surrounding support structures. After a brief encounter with several pipe-wielding convicts, Batman approaches the cell transfer section, where the first goons carrying firearms have overwhelmed the security guards and taken control. Circumventing these armed henchmen, Batman skillfully takes them down one by one, stealthily. He then moves on to the entrance hall, where several armed convicts are patrolling the side of the room, and climbs up the ladder to the raised hallway. At the end of this hallway, he discovers Frank Bowles, dead, strapped to a stretcher near the intensive treatment. Bowles fell victim to a double cross by the Joker, effectively concluding the trail Batman had been following. Leaving intensive treatment, Batman makes his way to Arkham East, only to discover that Harley Quinn's henchmen are attacking the Batmobile. Worried for Gordon's safety, Batman directs Oracle to deactivate the automatic defenses and decides to head to the northern part of the island where the Batmobile is stationed. Upon arrival, Batman finds Harley Quinn's thugs damaging the Batmobile. Swiftly taking down the henchmen, he follows a trail of pipe tobacco left by Gordon, leading him to the western section of the island, where Joker's men have also seized control. Next up, we get what is perhaps the most funny scene in the entire game.
Hey, scram, bats! This is my me time.
Where's Gordon?
Wouldn't you like
I'm
to
over
know?
here!
Shut up!
Ah! You crazy bitch!
Alright, but seriously now. In the medical facility, Batman encounters Harley and Gordon, but faces an obstacle due to the security field preventing him from reaching them. Forced to find an alternative entry point, he accesses the maintenance access on the roof and utilizes the ventilation system to enter. Within, Batman defeats 5 gun-wielding Blackgate prisoners, holding Dr. Sarah Cassidy and the other doctors hostage. As he progresses through the facility, Batman rescues additional doctors and staff, including Dr. Penelope Young, who seems to be of particular interest to the Joker's henchmen. In the patient observation area, he aids security guard Aaron Cash and Dr. Kellerman, trapped by Blackgate convicts in a glass-filled control room. After clearing out the toxic gas, Batman heads to the surgery area where he saves Dr. Chen from Joker's thugs. Returning to the sanitarium, he briefly halts a violent inmate before accompanying Dr. Young back to the Arkham mansion while Cash escorts her. Batman follows Gordon's abductors down to the morgue level in an elevator, catching a glimpse of Scarecrow and the victims of his fear gas. Soon affected by the gas himself, Batman experiences an increasingly surreal encounter, including finding Gordon's seemingly lifeless body and a chilling encounter with the reanimated corpses of his parents. In a nightmarish dreamscape, he confronts a monstrous Scarecrow, evading his fiery gaze until defeating it with a symbolic bat signal. Now, this scene is just one of those moments in Arkham Asylum where it can really feel like a horror game. It's just so trippy to fight this huge, gross-looking Scarecrow. His laugh is just so evil-sounding, I love it. You can really feel the pressure as he's sort of peeking around the corners and swiping at you, and that gaze coming down for you. And the Scarecrow grass was also a great excuse to work in a change of scenery from the normal Arkham Island landscape. I thought that was a pretty clever use of it. Awakening in the morgue, Batman realizes the effects of the fear gas. Leaving the morgue, he discovers that Scarecrow's gas has deceived him, with a fallen security guard replacing where he thought he found Gordon's corpse. Recognizing that Gordon is still alive, Batman follows a trail left by the Joker, leading to a tense situation where Harley guards Gordon and Joker challenges Batman to navigate undetected past 4 henchmen. Upon success, the Joker reveals a surprise in a previously locked chamber. Within, Batman discovers Bane, suspended in restraints and connected to a pump that drains the venom from its blood. This is Patient X. It is a figure alluded to in previous PR videos regarding Dr. Young's Titan project, showcased on monitors in the upper corridor of the medical facility. The Joker activates the pump, swapping Bane's venom with Titan, granting him the strength to break free and assault Batman. Thrown through the wall of the medical facility, Batman engages in a fierce battle with Bane. After a grueling fight, Batman escapes the boiler room using his grappling gun, causing the weakened ceiling to collapse in on Bane, burying him underneath the rubble. Bane, however, rises from the depths to confront Batman once more. The Dark Knight, in a strategic move, summons the Batmobile, crashing it directly into Bane, sending him plunging into the murky waters of Gotham Bay. Subsequently, Batman escorts Commissioner Gordon to the docks in Arkham West, where an emergency launch awaits to transport Police Commissioner back to the mainland. Gordon, along with a security guard, board the boat, leaving Batman standing alone on the docks. Batman descends to his secret Batcave beneath Arkham, discovering that Dr. Young has developed Titan, a potent version of the Venom drug. Concerned about the Joker's sinister plans, Batman heads to Arkham Mansion to secure Dr. Young's notes. As Batman breaks into Arkham Mansion, he finds a lot of gun-wielding thugs, so of course he has to save some hostages along the way. After reaching Dr. Young's office, he discovers she's hidden notes in the library. Following her fingerprints, Batman faces Joker's henchmen, destroys the notes, and learns that Zsasz has kidnapped Dr. Young. During the rescue, Batman is drugged by Scarecrow, and he is forced to relive his parents' death. And then he has to confront another giant Scarecrow. Emerging unharmed, he defeats Zsasz in Warden Sharp's office and saves Dr. Young, who reveals the Joker is now in possession of both Venom and the Titan formula. The Joker rigged the safe with explosives, killing Young. Batman tracks Harley to the penitentiary after waking up and taking out the remaining thugs. Batman pursues Harley through the penitentiary, freeing Warden Sharp, disabling barriers with security codes, and encountering Poison Ivy released by Harley. Joker unleashes crazed inmates whom Batman will have to defeat. After this, Batman has to fight another load of thugs, and then finally he is able to take down Harley, and is able to quickly subdue her. Batman learns of Joker's secret Titan production in the Botanical Gardens. After Batman discovers the Titan lab and battles even more henchmen, he is able to destroy the facility. Seeking an antidote, he coerces Poison Ivy for help. Ivy reveals the cure involves rare spores in Killer Croc's lair. Returning to the intensive treatment, Batman is drugged once more by Scarecrow. In Killer Croc's lair, Batman is able to defeat Scarecrow and gather the spores needed despite Croc's attacks. Back in the Batcave, Batman creates an antidote. He thwarts Joker's plan to contaminate Gotham's water supply with the Titan runoff. Disabling the pumping stations and resisting the Titan henchmen, Batman learns of Joker's impending party. Returning to the Botanical Gardens, Batman battles Poison Ivy, strengthened by Titan. Ivy summons a Titan plant and infected guards, but Batman is able to defeat them, causing Ivy and the plants to retreat. Batman heads to the visitor center for Joker's party. Weakened by a bomb, Batman faces Titan-fueled enemies. Joker reveals Gordon tied up and shoots at Batman with a Titan dart. Batman resists the change, injecting himself with the antidote. A mutated Joker taunts Batman, who defeats him using explosive gel. Now, this is the most contentious part of the game, where a lot of people fight and disagree, and I'm kind of on this team where I thought it was pretty goofy to have a big Titan-fueled Joker for the final battle. Joker has always sort of been more of a criminal mastermind. He is sort of a mental enemy, kind of like the Riddler. And just sort of making him a big bulky character, making him more like Bane or Killer Croc, kind of defeats the whole purpose of using the Joker, if that makes sense. Again, like you've got a mental villain, a villain whose strengths come from how strong they are mentally, or in the Joker's case, how broken he is mentally. And because of that, you can't break the Joker. He's already broken mentally, so that's why he is an unstoppable force. But to make him big and to try to make him a physical threat, well, it just doesn't really work, because Joker's never really worked as a physical threat. So even fueling him up on Titan, and still I don't know, it doesn't work, especially when you see Batman fight Bane and a bunch of other Titan-fueled goons throughout the game. So people are just kind of happy to see it get over with at this point, I think, in the game. You're just kind of happy to see Titan done with, Titan Joker done with. All of that being said, it was pretty boss that Batman is able to defeat Joker with the explosive gel on his fist. I thought that was an interesting use of it. However, it does make me wonder why Batman never used it at any other point in the game. I know it kind of fucks up his hand just a little bit, but I mean, he seems like no worse for wear. In conclusion, I want to say that I love this game. I think it's really great, and this story is fantastic. You've got an all-star cast from Kevin Conroy to Mark Hamill and many other actors from the animated series, making this feel a bit like a darker continuation of that universe. And all of those actors are bringing their A game. They're all doing great. I think it's terrific. I think the entire premise of locking Batman in the asylum is a great story idea. I don't think we see it done enough, not in recent media anyways, having Batman locked and secluded in a single location. I think Arkham does a lot with that single location. They are able to make it feel like a lot more between letting you go inside and outside and all of the different rooms and corridors that you can explore. So they really excel there. My biggest problem with the game is the Titan plot. Not even to say that it is bad, but at times I do think it can kind of overshadow the main plot, which is Batman kind of being locked in the madhouse and the inmates taking over. I think that I understand why that Titan plot needed to be brought in to give Joker a bigger, sort of ace in his sleeve. But I don't know, perhaps they could have done more with the bombs around Gotham. It's mentioned in the earlier in the story that Joker has positioned bombs all across Arkham, and he's using that as leverage to make sure that nobody from the outside comes onto the island. And that seems to just kind of be forgotten about, so maybe I would have done more with that bombs rather than the Titan plot, because the Titan thing, it also leads into that whole sort of kind of cringy ending where you have Joker juicing up on Titan himself and becoming a physical threat rather than a mental one, like I kind of discussed before. So I think the Titan plot ends up adding a lot of problems. That being said, they do it pretty well. I don't think that the problems ruin the story at all. And in fact, now that I've looked back on Batman Arkham Asylum again, I actually kind of appreciate it a bit more. After playing Arkham City and Arkham Knight, I kind of looked back on Asylum as like the worst of the games, at least story-wise. And I definitely don't think that's the case anymore. I definitely think this story is a lot stronger than I can remember. I still kind of have that hard spot, that beef with the whole Titan plotline, but it didn't ruin it for me as much as I had remembered. So with all of that being said, I think I'm done rambling. I think I've ran out of things to say. Wait, holy fuck, did Joker mention bat snacks?
Bat claws. Ooh, bat snacks.
He also mentioned the Batarang and the Bat Claw. Those are both canon in this universe. Does that mean that Bat Snacks are canon in this universe? Bat Snacks, right? Does that mean fucking Scooby-Doo is canon as well?
Bat milk and cookies for everyone.